Linus Udofia on VIP TV today. I know you were born in Nigeria. There's been a lot of boxers nicknamed the Nigerian Nightmare. Are you going to be one this weekend for John Harding Jr.?
That's the goal. That's the goal. I'm going to be a problem. It's going to be very hard to take the belt off me, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, John seems to have a lot more to say than you. I mean, he's got the colourful background and Dillian White behind him, and people might know him a bit better, although you have mixed in the better company and, won the English title. What do you make of what he has to say?
I don't really take anything anybody has to say at any face value. It's all, in my opinion, it's just who he is. Whether it's mind games or not, it's just who he is, and I don't take that at face value. What we do is we have to get in the ring and compete and fight and hit each other. So, words don't mean anything to me. So all I care about is what you're going to do on the night. So to me, I'm just waiting to get in.
Yeah. How did you get on with him when you sparred?
I initially didn't remember. I didn't remember any of it because it was a long time ago. But I actually got some big footage. I forgot I had one of my media team people there filming it professionally, and they contacted me and they actually sent me footage over of the whole spar. So yeah, looking back, it was really good, pretty good spar to be fair. It was pretty good spar. Took a lot from it. I'm taking a lot from it, and it's leaving me a lot more confident.
Yeah. What will it mean, the exposure for you this weekend? Because, I've been looking today on social media and stuff, and there's a lot of interviews with you. Have you enjoyed that side of it ahead of Sunday and boxing on Sky?
Like I said, it's not my first rodeo. I've been here before. And this is on a small hall basis coming all the way up. So all the interviews are very normal now. The big higher profile interviews, the IFLs and those are still very, very normal. Having a Sky lot come in to film, it's all quite normal now, which I'm actually glad to say. I used to find it quite nerve-wracking doing interviews and trying to speak and articulate myself in a certain way. But it's actually quite nice. It's quite nice. It's different, isn't it? It's a different scene instead of just being in a gym all the time.
It's nice that they want to see, because they're coming to see you're doing something right, which you've done in all your fights so far.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Tell us, you turned pro 2016, March 2016 with Steve Goodwin. What sort of job do you think Steve's done? Because I'm on the outside looking in, and it looks as if he's matched you with the right fights, the right time, the little step-ups like Cordona and Tyler Denny.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job. I don't really think I sing his praises enough. He's said he hasn't lied about anything that he said he promised me when I signed with him in 2016. He said to me, I was going to get you, he was going to get me area titles, he was going to get me these titles, he was going to get me the right shots, he was going to get me, the most money, he was going to get me this, he said everything he said, he's done. He got me linked up with Haymaker promotionally on a deal. He got me the right fights at the right times. There were times where I wanted to fight certain opponents way too early, and he understood that, and he knew where I was coming from. But he's doing his job. That they may not have been necessarily the best options for me, and he gave me the right fights at the right time, because this is all about timing. And he's done a fantastic job. Everyone's done their job. All the way down from my nutrition side to my physiotherapy to my trainer to my manager. Everyone's done their job absolutely beautifully in my career, in my opinion.
Yeah, because Terry Stewart trained you, and we might not see so much. I don't see so much in these days, but he's been a lot of corners all over the world. I remember he was in Danny Williams' team for the Klitschko fight. So tell us about training under Terry. Oh,
training under Terry is something else. He's like another dad to me. He's like a second dad to me. The guy knows me in and out. He knows what makes me tick. He knows. He genuinely knows me. He genuinely knows me. Like, it's not just he's familiar with me. He knows me. He knows me like one of his sons. And I've been with Terry for the last 6 years since I turned professional. I turned professional with him because I used to train down at his gym when I was an amateur. But I used to train in Luton as well at my amateur club. And then I kind of went down to his gym to kind of get better progressively. And then, him being a pro coach, he showed me things about myself that I didn't know I could do or had. gave me the confidence I needed to, you know, do well in the amateurs. And as I got to the end of my amateur career and, you know, started thinking about, you know, what am I going to do next? He put it out there and, you know, gave me the confidence and said, you know, I'll be your coach because I think you can go somewhere. Like I'll be your professional coach if you want. Next thing you know, we're a few years on and we've, you know, captured the English title, but training under him has just been amazing. Like it's, you know, no 2 days are the same. And that's just in himself. And he's just the greatest, you know, like he means the world to me, man.
Yeah. Are you one of those fighters who he needs to put an arm around or one he might have to shout at sometimes? I don't know what you like to, you know, what sort of fighter are you in the gym? What, you know, when he has to handle you? You said he's like a second dad, so obviously he wouldn't be scared of putting an arm around you. He wouldn't be scared of telling you off, I guess.
There's times where, like you said, there's times, yeah, he's like a second dad, but it depends. It just depends what's going on, what, you know, everything, the fight coming up, how hard the training's going, what kind of things we're doing. Like there's times where, yeah, he's had to put an arm around me, but I'm more reactive to a slap in the face. So he does that, you know what I mean? Like I remember we were on a track not long ago, maybe a couple of weeks back, and it was difficult. And he just came right up to me, squared up to me right in my face, and he was just like, you can do this. You're good, you can do this, and you're gonna do this. And that was it, you know what I mean? That was all the little kick up I needed, you know what I mean? But it's our relationship's really good, and it's just, you know, we have a mutual understanding. Everything he says, I was thinking, and everything I come out with or ask him, he knows the answer to, you know. So it's a beautiful relationship, you know. It's not just trainer and fighter.
Yeah. Talk us through the title win against Tyler Denny. You know, you come through that, and I'm assuming that was your toughest fight so far. And you must have. It's a sort of win that would have made you a better fighter, I guess.
Oh yeah, 100%. Tyler Denny, you know, a massive shout out to him because absolutely great opponent and great competitor. He came out to win, you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying anybody that gets in the ring doesn't, but like I didn't realize that I knew he'd fought for the English before and he didn't win it. And I didn't realize how much he wanted it until I fought him. And you know what I mean? He came out to win and he taught me a lot, you know what I mean? He taught me so many things. We learned so many things from fighting him. It was, you know, a fight I barely remember it, but I've watched it over 100 times now, over and over again. And yeah, it just, you know, it taught me so much about myself, about where I am, about what my level is and about my potential. And, you know, I'm just happy. Like I made a lot of mistakes in that fight that I won't do again, you know, that we learned from and I won't do again. At the same time, I'm just happy that all those mistakes didn't result in a loss, you know what I mean? And I learned a massive amount from that fight.
When you say, well, what do you see your potential as? Because if you look at the domestic division right now, okay, if we assume Eubank Jr. is going to stay at world level, Liam Williams is going to move on to make world level after he's fought Andrew Robinson. So perhaps they're out the picture for now. And then Heffron and Bentley. And then there's a stack of unbeaten guys like yourself, Felix Cash, Danny Dignam, Derek Ozaki. How do you see it all panning out over the next 12 months in terms of your potential?
It's one of those, you know, like I said earlier, you know, it's all timing. No, you know, I don't know what's going to happen in the next 12 months with everyone. I don't know where those people are going to be. With me, I've just got to keep, you know, making moves one step at a time, 1 foot at a time, and just kind of keep doing what I'm doing. And you know what I mean? I will be where I want to be. You know what I mean? It's all timing with the right management, with the right plan. We'll get to where we need to get to. I can't really, do you know what I mean? It's boxing. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm aiming for the top, and that's where I believe I will be. And right now, I believe I'm one of the best middleweights, you know, prospects in the country. And not even that, I'm a champion now. So,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I believe I'm well up there now. So it's just one of those. This is all timing. So I don't know. I can't really speak for the division and, you know, where everything's going to be in a year. I just need to keep focusing on myself and what I'm doing, and everything should plan out.
I mean, did you watch John Harding's defeat against Jack Holland by any chance?
Yes. Yeah. I've watched them.
I don't think he could cope with Cullen being busier. Obviously, Cullen's very difficult to fight because of his height and everything. But he just couldn't cope with a busier man, could he?
Yeah, I think a lot of things played a part into that fight. You know, I'm giving John credit here. He took the fight on 3 weeks' notice, which, you know, I personally don't think if you take the fight on 3 weeks, it can't be an excuse. You know what I mean? If you've taken a fight, you can't use that. But I will give him credit, but because that is, you know what I mean, that's quite a hard thing to do. And he came out and he did, and he didn't give up. He did everything he could. I think the keys to that was Cullen had very good fundamentals and a very good game plan going into that. And obviously he's got the attributes of being taller, and his range was a lot longer than John's. So he just kept him on the outside and boxed him for, what was it, 7 rounds?
7 or 8, I thought. Was it 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was 8.
Yeah, and he boxed him really well and kind of had John stuck. He kind of had John stuck, and John got to a point where he didn't really know what to do and kind of started to coast, I guess, and kind of just take it. And then he changed his game plan and started getting aggressive and going downstairs to the body. And that's what ultimately, finished the fight really. And it was, I think it was more of a, Jack was just a level above than what John did wrong. I think Jack was just more of a level above.
Is it, final question, obviously, I'm not going to ask you your prediction because I know what you're going to say, but is this the sort of fight that if you're going anywhere, you've got a winning style? If you are going to be up there, to be challenging for, Heffrons, Bentleys, Cashes, Bignams, these sort of guys, if they're to be, on the landscape in the next 12 to 18 months?
Oh, yeah, 100%. This is a massive opportunity. Like I've always said, this is a massive opportunity, and it's not a case of showing up, getting the win, and going home. It's you have to do it all in style. Do you know what I mean? You have to win in style. You have to win in emphatic fashion. You have to look good. Do you know what I mean? You can't just win and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just win and that's it. That's not going to get you the golden ticket to propel you on. That's, if you want to be talked about, you need to stand out from a lot of the standard stuff. So a win isn't just enough. It's more of how you win. It's got to be done. It's got to be done in a really crowd friendly, a really good looking way.
Yeah. And finally, before we go, there's 2 great pictures behind you. That's fantastic. The one I'm looking, that's just above you on the right, walking out of York Hall, I guess, because you've been the king of York Hall so often the last 2 years. And what's the amateur one there, if you could just tell us? What's significant about that picture there, the amateur one that's behind you on your left?
That was the first time I flew out to represent the home counties, and I won in I beat the Guernsey champion. Everyone, I wasn't even meant to win that fight, but I won it, and it just meant quite a lot to me at the time, So I just I got it framed and kept it.
It's a memory no one can ever take away from you. Whatever happens, going your first fight away for your county and winning, no one can ever take that away from you. Whatever happens this weekend or any weekend.
100%. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's great talking to you, Linus, and I wish you all the best
Likewise.
For this weekend, and that you achieve. It's the first time I've spoken to you, and I hope everything you want from boxing, titles, wealth, glory, just comes to you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
You take care. Thank you.
You too. Take care. Thank you.
For all boxing info, news, and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.